Hey and welcome to this video. Just thought I'd share my thoughts on using the Fender Ultra Telecaster as a jazz guitar. Now, teles are becoming increasingly more popular as jazz guitars, and I'll do some playing first, give you some tones. I'm going through a Yamaha THR-10. I have got an RC booster on down there, and my Flint is providing the reverb, but other than that, that's all that's happening. Obviously using the neck pickup, I'll put the volume on 10. That's the tone on 10, roll that off a little bit. Pick a bit closer to the neck and we should have decent jazz tone. Let's check it out. Let's check out some sort of lead tones. Yeah, no, so far I'm really getting on with it well. I mean, chordally, I've got a bit of breakup actually happening there because I've got the booster, but I kind of like that in my jazz tone, sort of the way Charlie Christian sort of had, Grant Green had it a little bit as well. Sometimes you do wonder whether it was something they desired or whether it was just the amps were at their limit with what they were doing, but anyway, I quite like it. You get a nice sustain, smoky sound. So, does this guitar work as a jazz guitar? I mean, has it got the mellow qualities? So my tone here is actually quite the way up. If there were numbers on it, it'd probably be on 8, rather than taking it, say, all the way down like you sometimes have to. And if I take it down sort of halfway, we still got nice string definition. Pretty good. I have to say it's quite a bright guitar. I've had to dial in the tone a lot when I use this as a jazz guitar. I think with the boost pedal it works a lot better for me. I normally play this through my deluxe reverb. It works pretty well through there, I would say, but I would say these pickups are on the bright side for the neck pickup. So I may swap that pickup out. Well, both of them actually. Now these pickups are the latest generation of the Fender noiseless ones, either generation 4 or generation 5. Now, noiseless pickups, I'm not sure how I feel about them really. I mean, I think they're really aimed at people obviously using high gain and distortion, and whilst occasionally I might, you know, play some rock or blues on this with a bit of gain, it's not going to happen too often, so I probably will swap these pickups out. I'm finding it quite a bright guitar. It's, you know, as you can hear, very possible to get a good jazz tone here. Nice and mellow. Even more mellow if you obviously use your fingers and not pick. But I think I will probably swap them out at some point. So things that are great about this guitar and attracted me to it. The modern appointments on this guitar. So we've got, you know, the Strat belly cut, which, you know, I don't know why they didn't start using this earlier on the telly. It just makes it a lot more comfortable to play. It doesn't dig into you there. And then this cool feature here where they've contoured the back, rather than it being, you know, the same level as here, they've taken some of the depth away here. So the upper fret access when you're up here is a lot easier. Not that I'm always using this area, but if I want to, it's just that little bit easier to get into the upper register on the guitar, which is cool. It's a compound radius, so it changes as it goes up the neck, which I'm not sure, you know, it's the different stuff, but it's a very comfortable neck to play. You know, chords which I find difficult on some of my other guitars, like that chord. stretch is quite straightforward on this guitar. So that's good, so that's always a good sign. The neck has got a lovely satin feel, so it's super smooth on the back here. I tried out 3 Telecasters on the day that I got this, and one had the new Fender wide range humbuckers, and I thought that's the one I'd go for. But it had a glossy neck, and it was really sticky. I mean, it was, it wasn't easy moving up and down the neck. Whereas this, you just glide. It's so simple, so easy to use. It's got locking tuners on the back, which, do you know what? I've never had a guitar with locking tuners, and it's I suppose it's easier for when you change strings. Does it help with the tuning stability? So far, the tuning's been great, so I suppose it does. And, when I'm recording things like this, or just recording, it's good to have a guitar which I know can reliably stay in tune. As much as I love that guitar, that Bigsby on it, gosh, that does cause a few problems sometimes with intonation and staying in tune after using it. For me personally, my L5 is probably my #1 guitar, but I don't like to use it all the time for a couple of reasons. I don't want to wear it out. It wants to be my main guitar for the rest of my life. But this guitar, just to sit, if I'm playing, all day and practicing all day, this is a much more comfortable guitar. The L5 would be out here. It's much, you have a bigger body. So you have to put a little bit more energy into playing it. Not that it's not a fantastic and wonderful sounding jazz guitar, but if I'm sat practicing all day, something like this is just so much more comfortable to play. Which is my main reason for practicing mainly on my telly, really, to be honest. So some things I might do, and I'd welcome some suggestions from people. I might change these out for the Loller, I'm never sure how you say it, Alcanino 3s, which I think, his pickups, they always have such good string definition and clarity, so great for jazz, and I think that one, the output on it should suit it. So I might do that. The other pickups all have usable sounds for other genres, obviously. I've got a nice bright bridge. The middle, you got the S1 does fatten it out. Pretty cool. I'll be keeping it there most of the time when I sew, let's face it. So a lot of people ask the question if a solid body is okay for playing jazz guitar. And yes, while the traditional thing is an arch top or a semi, it doesn't have to be. You can dial in a good jazz tone with just this without changing pickups and things like that. That's just sort of chasing that last bit of tone, really, that a lot of us want. But many people have used Telecasters. Ed Bickett, Ted Green, 2 great users of them, and currently Julian Lage and Tim Lurch as well. There's tons of people using them, and they get a great jazz tone out of them. And for me personally, it's mainly down to a comfort sort of thing, and just sort of feeling comfortable when I practice. And they're very simple guitars to maintain and look after and intonate and keep in tune. So if you're thinking about a Telecaster, and it's I suppose other things, it's got the modern bridge, so it's got 6 saddles as opposed to the 3 barrel. So supposedly that's better for intonation and keeping everything in tune. Give you a look at the colour. So this colour is Cobra Blue, and this telly has got the nice, it's bound with this cream colour and the cream pickguard. Yeah, it's a lovely looking guitar. And I'd say if you're thinking about getting a telly for jazz, then don't hesitate. The Squires are fantastic. The Mexican ones, are great. You've then got the Vintera Mexican series, which more vintage, correct. They brought out the road worn ones again recently. That'd be awesome. And the American series, there's obviously so much choice. The custom shops ones as well. I would always say with any of these, look second hand, save yourself some money. You never know, you might get a bargain. But even with custom shop ones sometimes. One interesting thing is comparing this to owning a custom shop. Is there a massive difference between, this is, I suppose, top of the line in terms of USA before the custom shop. I would say it's not a massive difference. The one I had before was Relics, obviously that's a big difference. I suppose the big thing is the finish. Then, with the custom shop ones being nitrocellulose. Feel-wise, quality-wise, sound-wise, I don't notice a massive difference. Certainly not in terms of worth the actual cost. I suppose just the great thing about the custom shop is the look and feel sometimes of those instruments, and the ability to actually get an instrument ordered to spec, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let me know what you think of the tones and the looks of this guitar. Pickup change might be a video in the future, and if anyone else has got any Ultras out there, how they're getting on with them. But I certainly recommend it. You know, I think with a Tele you have to just be prepared to dial in the tone a little bit more. You know, you might have to play with your amp a little bit more, or you know, certainly you'll want the neck pickup and roll off the tone a little to get into that ballpark of jazz tone. And certainly, you know, I think it works really well. Mellow, but still clear.